Myself Vinod Panara, and today we discuss types of argument. Okay, argument, that is one type of parameter, and parameter means input to the function. Okay, so types of argument. So we know that structure of function, that is def, function name, and in bracket a b, that is parameter or argument, then docstring, then body of function, and at the time of function calling, if we call function, so at the time of function calling we compulsory provide value to the argument. So this is value to the argument. Now here a and b, that is formal argument, and 10 and 20, that is actual argument. So there are normally two type of argument, formal argument and actual argument. Okay, so a and b formal argument, and 10 and 20 actual argument. Now there are four type of actual argument that is normally used in Python. First, positional argument. Second, keyword argument. Third, default argument. And fourth, variable length argument. So there are four type of argument. First, positional argument. So these are the argument passed to the function in a correct positional order. So if there are two formal argument, then we have to provide two actual argument. Okay, for example, def sub a and b. Here def, that is one type of keyword, sub, that is function name, and in bracket a and b, that is formal argument, and print a minus b, that is body of function, and at the time of function calling, this is function calling, so we have to provide function name, and in bracket 100 and 200. It means 100, that is equal to a, and 200, that is equal to b. Then in again function calling, if we provide sub and in bracket 200 and 100, so this 200, that is equal to a, and 100, that is equal to b. Because in formal argument there is a and b, so at the time of function calling we provide first value, that is a, and whatever we provide second value, that is b. Okay, now this same program if we run in PyCharm, then so same program, if we run this program, then we get output, that is minus 100 and 100, because what is in the body of function, print a minus b. So at the time of first calling of function, a is equal to 100 and b is equal to 200. So 100 minus 200, we get minus 100. Then in second time of function calling, a is equal to 200 and b is equal to 100. So we get 200 minus 100, that is equal to 100. Okay, so this is about positional argument. The number of argument and the position of argument must be matched. Okay, number of argument and position of argument. Which argument? Formal argument and actual argument. So the number of argument and position of argument must be matched. Now if we change the order, then the result may be changed. We place a is equal to 100 and b is equal to 200. Now if we place a is equal to 200, b is equal to 100, the result change. Okay, so order and position, that is important. If we change number of argument, then we will get error. It means if number of formal argument and number of actual argument that is different. For example, formal argument 4 and actual argument 3, then we get error. Okay, so this is about positional argument. Now second, keyword argument. So we can pass argument value by keyword. We use keyword, okay, for matching of formal argument and actual argument. Now here the order of argument is not important, but number of argument must be matched. Okay, now for example, def wish and in bracket name and message. This name and message, that is formal argument. Now print in bracket hello, name and message. So if we call this function, for example, in first time, wish and in bracket name is equal to Vinay and message is equal to good morning. So this name Vinay pass here and message pass here. Okay, and if we again call this function differently, for example, first message good morning and then name Vinay, so no change in the result. This name is equal to Vinay pass here and message is equal to good morning pass here. So in keyword argument, number of argument must be matched, but order, that does not important. Okay, so that is about keyword argument. So if we run this program, then we get output hello Vinay, good morning, and in second hello Vinay, good morning. So order, that is not important, but number of formal argument and number of actual argument, that must be equal. Okay, so if we run this program in PyCharm, then so same program in PyCharm, then here def wish in bracket name and message print hello name message, then we call function two time, first time and second time. So if we run this program, then we get output that is hello Vinay, good morning, and in second hello Vinay, good morning. So order not important in keyword argument, but formal argument and actual argument must be equal. Okay, so this is about keyword argument. We can use both positional and keyword argument simultaneously, but we have to take positional argument and then we have to use keyword argument. Otherwise, we will get error. So if we use this both positional argument and keyword argument in same program, we have to use both in same program. But first we have to use positional argument and then keyword argument. Otherwise, we will get error. Okay. So this is about second one. Now third, default argument. Sometimes we can provide default value for our positional argument. Default value. For example, def wish in bracket name is equal to guess. This is default value of name. Okay, and body of function print hello name good morning. Then at the time of function calling, wish and in bracket, if we provide value of parameter, for example name is equal to Kishan, then this value Kishan, that is print here in place of name. If we provide value, then that value print here, and if we do not provide value, this default value guessed, that is print here in place of name. So output of this first function calling, that is hello Kishan, good morning. Okay, so name is equal to Kishan because we provide value. and output of second calling of function, that is hello guest good morning. So if we do not provide value, then this default value name is equal to guest, that is default value, that is printed as an output. Okay, so that is about default argument. Okay, now same program we run in a PyCharm. So same program, def with in bracket name is equal to guest, then print hello name good morning, and at the time of function calling, first we provide value name is equal to Ishan, and in second time we do not provide value of the name. Okay, so if we run this program, then we get output, that is hello Kishan good morning, and in second hello guest good morning. Guest, that is default value. Okay, now after default argument we should not take non-default argument. For example, def with name is equal to guest and message is equal to hello. Here name is equal to guest, that is default value, message is equal to hello, that is also default argument. So that is valid, this syntax, that is valid. Now second one, def with name and message is equal to hello. So first non-default argument and second default argument, so this is valid. But in third case, def with name is equal to guest and message, so first default argument and second message, that is non-default argument, so it is invalid. So if we use default argument and non-default argument in our program, in same program, then first we write non-default argument and second we provide default argument. So it is valid syntax. Okay. Now fourth one, that is variable length argument. So sometime we can pass variable number of argument to our function. Such type of argument, that is variable length argument. Now we can declare variable length argument with star symbol as follow, def f1 and in bracket star of n. Okay, so star, that is used to represent variable length argument. Now we can call this function by passing any number of argument including zero number. So if we pass one argument, 2, 3, 4, we have to pass any number of argument. Okay, internally all this value represented in form of tuple. Okay, now for example, def sum and in bracket star of n, this def, that is keyword and sum function name. Okay, now here star of n, it means it is variable length argument. Now initial condition total is equal to 0. Okay, now for n1 in n, because we don't know how many n1 in n, how many actual argument, it will be 1, 2, 3, many. So for n1 in n, total is equal to total plus n1, and print the sum is equal to final value of total. Okay, and we call function. So first we call function and we provide no actual argument. Here no actual argument. Okay, now then we call function with one argument, actual argument 10. So one actual argument, and then we call function with two actual argument 10 and 20. So actual argument, that may be 1, 2, 3, many. Okay, so we call function three times. In first time no actual argument, in second time one actual argument, and in third time two actual argument. So output of this function, that is the sum is equal to 0, because when we call this function first time, there is a no actual argument. So the sum is equal to 0. Then we call function second time and there is a one argument. So the sum is equal to 10, and then we call this function and there are two actual argument. So we add these two argument by our body of function and we get the sum is equal to 30. So this is about variable length argument. We provide one argument, two argument, or many argument, okay, including zero argument. Now this same program we run in PyCharm, okay. So same program, def sum in bracket star n, then total is equal to 0. For n1 in n, then we get total is equal to total plus n1, and then print the sum is equal to total. Now when we call function first time, there is a no actual argument. Then we call function second time with one actual argument, and we call function third time with two actual argument. So if we run this program, then we get output, that is the sum is equal to 0 because there is a no actual argument. So the sum that is equal to 0, this total 0 here. Then the sum is equal to 10 because one actual argument 10 in second calling. So this 10 transfer here and that is 10. And the sum is equal to 30, summation of 10 plus 20, that is 30. So this is about variable length argument. Okay. Now we can mix variable length argument with positional argument. For example, def f1 and in bracket n1, that is positional argument, and star s, that is variable length argument. Okay. Now print n1 first, print n1, then for s1 in s, because we don't know how many s1, it may be 2, 3, 4, etc. So for s1 in s, print s1. So when we call function in first time, then f1 and in bracket 10. So this 10, this value transfer to the n1, and there is a no value in star s, no value. And when we call function second time, then 10, a and 30. So this 10 that is transferred to n1 and a and 30. This two value that is transferred to star s. So output of this program, that is 10 for first calling of function, and then in second calling 10, a and 30. Now same program if we run in PyCharm, then so same program, def f1 in bracket n1 and star s. First print n1 and then for s1 in s, because we don't know, it may be 2, 3, 4 argument. So for s1 in s, print s1. Then function calling, so we call function first time f1 and in bracket 10. So this 10 value that is transferred to n1, and there is a no value in star s when we call function first time. And when we call function second time, then this 10 value transferred to n1, and this 3 value a, 30 and b, that is transferred to star s. So this 3 value that is actual argument of star s. Okay. Now if we run this program, then we get first when we call function first time, then we pass one actual argument 10. So here we get 10. Then we call function second time, then 10a 30b. So here 10a 30 and b. Okay. Now after variable length argument, if we are taking any other argument, then we should provide value as a keyword argument. So if there is an argument in a program after variable length argument, then it may be keyword argument, not positional argument. Okay. For example, def f1 and in bracket star s, then n1. Here first argument is variable length argument, and second argument we compulsory provide keyword argument. Now this is body of function for s1 in s, print s1 and then print n1. Okay. Now when we call function, then we provide f1 and in bracket a, b and n1 is equal to 10. So this a and b, that is actual argument of star s, and then we provide keyword argument n1 is equal to 10. So this is valid syntax. But if we provide this one, f1 is equal to a, b and 10, so there is a no keyword argument here, so it is invalid syntax. So in our program, if we use variable length argument first and then any argument, then it may be keyword argument, not positional argument. So after variable length argument, it is keyword argument, and before variable length argument, if we use before variable length argument, then it is positional argument. Okay. Now we can declare keyword variable length argument also. Keyword variable length argument. For this we have to use star star. So like this one, def, then function name and in bracket star star n. Now we can call this function by passing any number of keyword argument. Any number of keyword argument. Okay. Now internally this keyword argument will be stored inside a dictionary. Now example of keyword variable length argument. So def display in bracket star star kw args. Kw args means keyword arguments. Okay. So for k and v in kw args dot items, then print k is equal to v. Then at the time of function calling, display n1 is equal to 10, n2 is equal to 20, and 3 is equal to 30. These three are keyword argument. So we have to provide any number of keyword argument. Then we get in output n1 is equal to 10, n2 is equal to 20, and 3 is equal to 30. Now same program we run in PyCharm. So same program def display in bracket star star kw args. Okay, double star means keyword variable length argument. So for k and v in kw args dot items, print k is equal to v and display n1 is equal to 10, n2 is equal to 20 and 3 is equal to 30. These three actual argument are keyword argument. Okay, so if we run this program, then we get output as n1 is equal to 10, n2 is equal to 20 and 3 is equal to 30. Okay, so this is about keyword variable length argument. So in this lecture, we discuss about types of argument, that is positional argument, then keyword argument, then default argument and variable length argument. And at last, we discuss about keyword variable length argument. So this is about today lecture. Thank you. Thank you for today lecture.